Okay, so before I get started on this review, I'm gonna give a shout out. I was gonna wear my Smaug t-shirt for this video because it's really the closest thing I have to a Warcraft shirt. At the screening of Warcraft I just went to, they were giving out these t-shirts. And I think they were out of them by the time I got to them, but a friend of mine actually did get one of these shirts and it was in my size. And she was kind enough to give it to me so I could wear it for this video. Thanks a lot, Eileen. Warcraft. So Warcraft is a movie that I guess has been in production for like 10 years. It is based off of the video game series Warcraft, you know, World of Warcraft, one of the most popular video games probably ever. And so naturally this is a movie that people have been looking forward to for a long time. And there's a lot riding on this movie. Why? Because video game based movies do not have a good track record. So in Warcraft you have the human world and the orc world. They meet for the first time. And of course they don't like each other at first, but they have to come together, they have to unite to take out a greater evil. Okay, so there are two types of people in the world. People who play World of Warcraft and people who don't know the first thing about Warcraft. I fall into that second category. Sorry about that. Closest I ever got to playing World of Warcraft wasn't even playing it. It was watching that hardware store video. That shit was hilarious. I love that video. So coming from someone who doesn't know the first thing about World of Warcraft, how is this movie? Right off the bat, I'm gonna say I know this film's gonna get mixed reviews. Some people will like it, others will laugh at it. It's all a matter of how much you get into it. But what did I think? I liked it. It's not perfect, I'll touch on that later, but let's start off with the visuals because holy shit! Visually, this movie was jaw-dropping. The entire world that Duncan Jones, the director, created, the landscapes, the creatures, the orcs looked really cool. There are these big, huge, swooping shots like Lord of the Rings style. I love that shit. I know visual effects are only like a small aspect of the whole movie as far as, you know, if it's good or not, but it's definitely worth mentioning because it was really good. Now let's get to the characters. Okay, the orc characters I actually liked a lot more than the human characters. Durotan in particular is my favorite character. He was awesome. He had a lot of depth and emotion. You really get that from him. His motives in the film I thought were portrayed really well. Another character worth noting is Paula Patton as Garona. This character is half human, half orc, so she's the one in the middle of this big conflict. And I thought she was pretty good too. There were times when I thought her acting could have been better, but she wasn't horrible or anything. The human characters are the ones I was like, okay. I actually got less emotion from them than I got from the orc characters, who are motion capture CG. Again, I like their story and I like their motives, but I just wanted a little more emotion out of them, that's all. Now as far as pacing goes, it was good for the most part, but there are a couple of times where the movie slowed down, maybe a little too much. There are definitely a couple of times where I got actually pretty bored. It didn't happen too much, but the times it did actually stand out in my mind, because it was noticeable. However, what really kicked ass? The action, the violence in this movie. This is brutal. When orcs are throwing down, they will take guys by the neck and just... There are quite a few times in this film I was going, whoo, that just happened. That's a big plus for this movie, let me tell you. The action was actually done really well. It was really well choreographed, with a good amount of violence in there for a PG-13 fantasy movie. I love the action in this movie. That's just me. The soundtrack was composed by my man Ramin Djawadi. That's my man right there. He went to my school. And the soundtrack was actually pretty good. I don't think it was that memorable. It was good though. It was better than that dubstep in the second trailer. Ugh. So Warcraft had some awesome visual effects, great action scenes. Some characters I really liked, some characters I just wanted some more emotion from. I can't deny that. And a couple of pretty slow parts. But overall, I enjoyed this movie. It's definitely hands down the best video game based movie that exists right now. And I will say, go see this movie while it's in theaters. So Warcraft, have you seen it and what did you think about it? I'm really curious about this one. I want to know what you think. So whatever you think, go ahead and leave a comment. And don't forget to subscribe.